Francis really changed the church in a number of ways. I mean, he's changed the whole style of being a pope.
Pope Francis has muddied the waters on several occasions. He's a man of walking contradictions.
History will judge him as a divisive character.
Look at how it's worked for the Pope. Pope won't fix the Catholic Church. I'm saying this as a lifelong Catholic.
Pope Francis passes away just one day after Easter Sunday, but his legacy has been unlike any other pope before. Catholics, since their inception, have been known to be rather intolerant. I mean, they did start the Crusades and the witch hunt and kick-started the genocide of South American indigenous tribes. In an age of rising populism and political polarization, the Pope stood tall, outspoken on immigration, tolerant towards LGBTQ Catholics, and open to discussing women's roles in the clergy. His words struck the thunder in conservative circles, especially in the United States, where his papacy collided repeatedly and bitterly with that of President Donald Trump. The Argentine Pope never minced words. During Trump's second presidential swearing-in, Francis told Italian TV that mass deportations would be disgraceful. Weeks later, in a letter to American bishops, he condemned Trump-era policies that targeted undocumented migrants, warning they will end badly. Trump didn't flinch, nor did the Vice President, Catholic convert J.D. Vance. Bill Donohue of the Catholic League called Francis's papacy a net minus, citing his uneven criticism of political leaders. He went after Trump early and often. Donohue said, but never Biden, not on abortion, not on transgenderism, not on anything. The Pope, he noted, once admitted being heavily influenced by a communist atheist woman in his youth, a detail traditionalists saw as emblematic. Francis's progressivism didn't stop with politics. He welcomed transgender sex workers to the Vatican, encouraged LGBTQ outreach, and approved the blessings of same-sex couples, only to trigger furious backlash that forced rapid-fire clarifications. Even then, critics saw a Vatican swerving into ambiguity. Then came the idea of women as deacons, not priests, but close. The discussion stopped short of reform before his death, but not before igniting firestorms among church traditionalists. Scholar Phyllis Zagano said Francis gave women administrative power, not sacramental authority, calling his failure to advance female deacons a missed opportunity. Others saw it as yet another cultural concession. Right-wing Catholics and former priests like Frank Pavone were less generous. He'll be known as a failed pope, a pope of confusion. Pavone said, blasting Francis's perceived softness on doctrine and his divisive stance on morality. Pavone pointed to the dubia, formal requests from cardinals asking the Pope to clarify the very existence of moral absolutes. Francis never answered. Yet, in other corners of the church, Francis was seen as a necessary disruptor, a voice for the marginalized, the poor, the immigrant. Reverend Patrick Mary Briscoe praised his parish priest style and his call to marry spiritual and practical mercy. He brought tenderness to the church, Briscoe said, but now I expect a successor who brings clarity. Indeed, Francis's successor will inherit a church splintered not just by culture wars, but also by attendance declines, crumbling seminaries, and generational drift. Francis was not a neutral pope. He was not quiet. He was not cautious. He was a pastor of the periphery, a man who brought the poor to the center of power and let the world see a church willing to wrestle with his contradictions. With Rishika Radhya Dyson and Rudrishish Kanjalal, Bureau Report, India Today Global.